6:50, time for the morning sprint.
Breaking news overnight, mutual aid across 6 different agencies helping to put out a fire at a restaurant in Lodi. You can see the damage in this photo. Fishtails has closed this morning after that fire. It appeared to start in the wall of the kitchen. The restaurant said on Facebook they'll meet with contractors this morning and expect to reopen fairly quickly. That's thanks to the quick response by Lodi firefighters, Columbia County deputies, and 4 other departments who stepped in to help. Madison police are investigating after more than a dozen shell casings were found in a neighborhood on the city's west side. Officers were called to Flower Lane just before 7:30 Tuesday night after several callers reported hearing gunshots. No injuries or property damage yet. It's unclear what led to the shooting. If you might have heard something or seen something along Flower Lane, you should call police.
A woman is in jail this morning after a fight ended with her flipping her vehicle. Madison police say the 30-year-old suspect was in a fight with another woman at Easttown Mall Tuesday. The other woman tried to leave the scene in her vehicle, and as the other woman was leaving, police say the suspect got into her own vehicle and chased after her, crashing into her multiple times. After repeated crashes, the suspect flipped the car. The other woman was able to get away.
Former President Trump returns to the campaign trail today. He'll be in Iowa headlining a rally for the Republican Senate and gubernatorial candidates in that state. President Biden, meanwhile, heads west, campaigning in New Mexico and Southern California.
We must, in this moment, dig deep within ourselves and recognize that we can't take democracy for granted any longer.
Last night, President Biden spoke about the threat to democracy from candidates who cast doubt on elections. He asked Americans to take that into consideration when voting in the midterms. Internal CBS News analysis has found that more than 300 Republican candidates for statewide and federal office have raised doubts about the validity and integrity of the 2020 election. CBS and its former CEO have reached a settlement agreement with the New York Attorney General's office. Leslie Moonves and the broadcasting company will now have to pay $30 million as part of a sexual misconduct investigation. The AG's office says CBS and its senior leadership knew about multiple allegations made against Moonves and intentionally concealed them.
A 150-year-old home in Dane County has a brand new roof this morning. Crews did it for Vietnam War vet Pete Ponte for free. Ponte's friend heard about a local company offering a free roof for veterans and nominated him. Crews from Hines Contracting awarded it to the Marshall resident a couple weeks ago. You can see it here. It's the 3rd time they've given a roof for free on Veterans Day. Well deserved.
Very. The Parkland school shooter will spend the rest of his life behind bars without the possibility of parole. He was formally sentenced yesterday. Last month, the jury decided not to impose the death penalty, something many families were frustrated with. For the 2nd day in a row, they did get a chance to address the shooter directly. Under Florida law, the judge has to follow the jury's guidance here. That hearing was simply a chance for families and survivors to find closure.
The Biden administration is giving families across the country $4.5 billion through the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. The funds will go to state and local governments to help people pay their home heating and cooling costs, settle debts, and make home repairs. According to the National Energy Assistance Directors Association, this winter's home energy costs will be at the highest levels in more than 15 years.
New research out this morning predicts this year's Thanksgiving meal could be about 13.5% more costly than last year. Shoppers are probably aware because we're all seeing the higher prices at the grocery store. According to that IRI survey, about 38% of consumers expect to pay more for Thanksgiving meals, even though they still plan to buy the same amount of food.
Yeah, overall, we got a really good bus forecast. We're looking at temperature more September-like, but the winds will definitely be an increase today, so that'll be one thing you notice. So things to know, like I said, 70s a day, 60s through the weekend. Rain starts tomorrow morning, lasting through Saturday morning. The wind definitely will be an issue come Saturday, especially across southeastern Wisconsin. We'll see the winds increase today, 70 degrees. Rain chances really start ramping up, like I said, once we get towards Friday morning. And then overall, the temperatures should then cool back down. Once we get to the 10-day, you can see right there. We'll get to 61, not bad Sunday, and then cooling off even more as we get towards the end of next week, which it's not coming up right now. So,
hey, there's a pretty shot. A look at the sunrise as it comes up over Madison on your Friday Eve, folks. Make it a great day. Join us for another news and weather update in about half an hour.